Hello, everybody. I am Bryan.
And I'm Bryan.
And this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 66, Order 66. We're here to check out Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. All right. So, 2021 release, just released only on Paramount Plus as an exclusive. Kind of like the new straight to DVD thing. I think it was going to be theatrical, but I don't think they didn't think it. I don't know what happened, but anyways, it's not in the theater. Even if you want to, it's just on Paramount Plus. So before we begin, please like and subscribe. So check out the YouTube videos. Please check us out on iTunes. Is it still called that? Or is it Apple Music? And Spotify for all your mediocre movie review needs. We'll be there for you. So yeah, this one. First of all, history. I think me and you are pretty big fans of Paranormal Activity.
Correct.
The franchise. I love it. I mean, even the worst one is not bad. They're fun. They're all super fun movies. They're all pretty spooky too. I mean, I was fairly spooked by this one. Horror movies nowadays as an adult, I don't get too spooked, but I was pretty spooked at this one. Anytime you pull out the demon card, I'm a little spooked, bro. I'm like, oh shit, I believe in that. it's like different than like a slasher killer. You know what I mean? It's like, oh boy, I got the power of Jesus, a demon. No, demon.
And then you add the effect of found footage, aesthetic to it.
You never know what's going on. So I guess first off, this is not related to the other ones at all, which I found surprising. I thought they're going to do something. They always have some little thread that ties it in, which I love. Because how do you keep a story going that long and make it that good? Like the first like 4, the way they intertwine that story, I was like, oh, now we're showing them as when they're young. And I was like, dude, that was so good the way they did it. I loved it. This one, I was surprised, was not related at all. Just very similar. I mean, it felt like a Paranormal Activity movie when I'm watching it, definitely. So I thought at some point I was going to see something connect in. I was trying to connect my own dots. Like, okay, this is Toby. Is this Toby? Yeah. It's my boy Toby. So rough rundown. This girl finds out she's adopted. Was put up for adoption, tries to find her relatives, goes to meet them. They're an Amish family, goes and stays on the farm. They decide she's like a filmmaker. Her and her buddy are going to make a documentary about Amish people while they're there and kind of include her personal story. And they meet up with another guy, the sound guy, I think he was. That guy was
Dale.
Fun.
Yeah, Dale was awesome.
Him. Yeah, Dale. Dale was super funny.
I got COVID 5 times. Really? Well, one was diagnosed. The other one, I got a weird body.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't feel the need to go in again, but yeah. So then they get to the farm, and then Paranormal Activity starts. Basic Paranormal Activity. So once they, I thought the whole thing was pretty fast. Some Paranormal Activity, like especially, I can't even remember really. The first one had a slow burn. I feel like it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of shots.
For the most part, they're all pretty slow burns. Yeah.
You had a lot of shots as you're showing a room. You know what I mean? Yeah. For like 5 minutes, and then you gotta squint. You're like scanning the room to see if something's happening or something's changing. This one, there's no scanning really. You know what happens, kind of thing. And it starts off very quick. I had fun with it. I was a little spooked during this movie. Were you spooked? Didn't it hit you right or what?
Yeah, so there are moments in this movie that I really fucking liked. Like there were, especially during the end, which I didn't look too far into reviews, but I felt like I kept seeing this repetitive opinion about, it goes off the rails in the end, and I was like, no, this movie's fucking dope as shit in the end.
The end was really good.
The end was awesome, but but I also have a lot of fucking gripes with it. It's interesting you say it felt like a paranormal because I actually felt the opposite. You know, like paranormal, there's like nothing in this movie. Like I would say this is a pretty good found footage movie. You know, it's all right. It's pretty good. But as a paranormal movie, I think it's pretty awful. Like it has nothing to do with paranormal. It doesn't even have the same like type of structure. Like you were kind of mentioning it. Like most of them are like it's always in a house. There's always like in-house camera footage, night 1, night 3, night 5, and it always kind of escalates as it goes along. But there's like none of that in this movie. They do have dates that come up like March 2nd, but there's no like night 1, night 2, night 3. There's no like in-house camera stuff. It feels very, very different than the other ones. And some people may like it. Some people like me will be left a little bit confused. You were saying earlier that this movie went straight to streaming, and I have a theory. I have it's just a theory. I have no idea. I have no evidence to back this up, but I would guess
then
that
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. No, never.
That's what's wrong with people today. They got no bearing. They got no prior reference, and they want to give an opinion.
Everyone's got a theory.
Go ahead.
But my guess would be is that this movie was probably shot and filmed with the title Next of Kin as its own found footage movie, and then maybe Paramount finally got the final product, and they were like, "Oh man, we got this found footage movie that's not, attached to anything. It's probably not gonna make a lot of money. Oh, but wait, we got the paranormal name. Why don't we just slap paranormal in front of it and get people to be interested and go and watch it? Because there's literally, like you said, there's nothing in this movie that connects it to the other movies. So it makes me think that this was like a whole different movie, and they just slapped a Paranormal Activity in front of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. It kind of seems that way.
I want to unpack a little. I want to unpack a little because I'm going to forget all the shit you're saying.
Yeah.
If I don't jump in. First on that, I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure I read that they've been trying to get this made for a long time because it's been like what? How many years since the last Paranormal? It was some crazy number, like 7.
Yeah, I think it was like 2015 was Ghost Dimensions, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. And I remember thinking, really, we haven't had one in that long. I was like, wow, it feels like we have, but I guess it's been quite a while. And they've been trying to get this made, and it went through a bunch of production problems, I think, and different directors and stories and scripts. So I think they were just maybe they had no faith left in it anymore, and I think they cutting their loss and just releasing it rather than just throwing all of the film away. That's kind of what I got from the stories. And then, it feeling like not Final Destination, Paranormal Activity. There's also a lot of those. No, it felt like it. It felt like it to me. Like it feels like the later ones, not necessarily the ones where they're set up in the house cams, but the later ones like Ghost. No, not even Ghost Dimension, but like the marked ones. The ones where they're actually moving cameras around. It's not stationary cameras and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think Mark Ones does kind of move around to different locations,
and even a little bit of what was it? The second one where like the guy has a lot of the mobile camera. And he's like, "Oh, I got this new camera," or the one where they're young and he's got that 80s.
Yeah, that
camera.
was my favorite. Yeah, it spins.
Yeah, and so he moves that a lot, and it felt like it to me in the sense that Paranormal Activity is in the house, right? So they have all these cameras. They go between the cameras, but they are going to this house where they don't have any tech. So they brought the tech. And so everything's like a handheld camera, but it's still the same thing, like they would use the cameras if they had them. It just, it felt like Paranormal Activity to me. Maybe all found footage kind of feels paranormal to me. It's like it either feels paranormal or Blair Witchy.
Sure.
I guess. But to me, it felt like it. A lot of the shots were pretty Blair Witchy too. Like a lot of face, put your camera in the frame or your face in the frame, which is like, who the heck does that when you're filming something?
Yeah, they're like flipping the camera around to face themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, totally Blair Witch the game or Blair Witch 16. Don't look at it directly.
You're done to stone.
But yeah, I think that I can't remember anything else that you said. I think I addressed it.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just feel different. I don't know. Like I get that they're trying to move it into a new direction. At least that's kind of what I feel like. They're just trying to do something new with trying to, like you said, bring some new life and new energy into the franchise instead of just doing another put a camera on the ceiling and let's stare at an empty room for fucking 5 minutes. So I totally get that, but it just didn't feel like one to me compared to the other ones. But yeah, but overall, like I said, there are moments. Yeah, I want to talk about some of the stuff I liked. A lot of the stuff is spoilers, and then I can go into some of the stuff I didn't like. But yeah, there are moments of like really good fucking tension. The ones that stick out to me is there's a moment where what's her name? Margaret.
Yeah.
She goes up into the attic one
I
night.
think it's Margot.
Is it Margot? Okay.
Because I remember I was watching a review where they're trying to explain the ending, and it's when they just explain the ending. Like, yeah, I saw that. I watched it too, dude. Don't tell me what the ending is. Tell me your theory on why it's different than what you actually saw. Like, you just fucking told me the end of the. I saw the movie. It was one of those. It's like,
IGN's the worst of that. Any movie that comes out, the ending of Toy Story 3 explained. It's like,
what? So it looks like he is possessed by the demon. And it's like, oh, you think? But yeah, and the guy was annoying me because it's like, and Margaret. I was like, they call her Margot in the movie, dude. It doesn't matter if you have an accent. I mean, a name is a name. It's a proper noun. You call it however the person wants to be called. Her name is Margot. It's not Margaret. Yeah. Anyway,
Margaret. But Margot goes up into the attic in one of the nights, and she kind of finds this like room in the attic, and it's kind of deserted and has all this weird shit in there. And she finds like
and they said that's like where her mom used to stay.
Yeah, and there's like a bonus room. She kind of goes in there. Anyway, she hears somebody coming, so she jumps under the bed, and like the father of the house comes up, and she's under the bed filming towards the front door, and you see the guy walk in, and he says something like, "Oh no," and he like turns around and runs off. And you're like, what the fuck who is he talking to? What is it? And so she kind of like starts spinning the camera around a little bit, and then you see like the bed just go, I don't know. There's like, I thought that moment was pretty tense. And she kind of like sticks her hand up and films the bed, and the's nothing there.
Yeah. I still don't quite understand what the fuck that was, because obviously we find out the what we're scared of is in a hole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they keep it there. So what the fuck was that?
I have no idea.
And why was he so scared? And then I like that. I just, in a good horror movie, you're constantly like, this stupid motherfucker, and you're like guessing all their actions. I had a stupid motherfucker moment when he left and she's trying to sneak out, and then like he knows all the big locks on the door, and he locks it behind him so she can't get out. And she's like, oh shit, you're kidding me. Oh man. after a ghost just sat on the motherfucking bed she was on, and she's like, oh darn, how am I gonna get out of here? And she turns around. She turns around and goes back into the room and looks for like a window to get out of. I'm like, motherfucker, if this happened to me, I'd be banging on that guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a shit if you know I was in this room. Yeah. Dude, you know, if that just happened to you, you'd be boo, 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 open the fucking door.
Oh, jeez, it's locked.
Let me find a quiet way out of here so I don't get caught for I'd rather get killed by the ghost than get caught for sneaking in this room.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
I really would. That was one of those moments. I was just like, no fucking way, man.
Yeah, there's another moment I really enjoyed where you mentioned the hole in the ground. There's like a underground cave. This almost like a well. It's not a well, but it's kind of like a well. It's like a circular.
It's like a mine shaft. What they describe it as.
Yeah. But they go down there later. Oh, sorry. They go down there later in the movie, the camera guy, to go save Margot, and the only way you can get in and out is like this pulley system on a harness. And so they just showed the demon lady, and the demon lady's kind of running around the caves, and they get to the hole, and they're like, fuck, because you have to go one by one because there's two of them. So he sends her up, and then he's just like waiting, looking around. I thought that moment was really fucking tense.
Which is bullshit. That was another motherfucker moment. Yeah. I thought for sure he's going to put her in the harness, and he's going to like hold on to her and go up. I was like, you don't know there's a weight limit to this shit. Like, why the fuck would you be? I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm holding on. I'll give you the harness, okay? If something goes wrong, you're protected. But I ain't staying here.
Right.
I'm fucking piggybacking your ass, so we're getting out of this together.
Or at least, can you imagine Dale up there like, oh, fuck! He's like trying to pull them both up.
Well, it's a pulley system, so It's not like you're pulling up the rope yourself. You don't need to have the strength. It's a you know, it's built to do that shit.
True. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
Like
I thought that moment was pretty intense.
When you use like the moving straps, you know, when you put around moving stuff and you hit that crank. You know how hard it would be to pull that strap that fucking tight to get it? No, you just
right.
You know, same principle. That was another moment. I was like, oh hell no, bro. Especially the black guy. He knows better than that. You don't leave it. You stay behind.
Should have gone first, or at least.
and I like that other part. I was like, it's ridiculous that the 100-foot mine shaft, and it's like the demon can just crawl out of it.
Yeah,
she's just
ended up
scuttles up the fucking walls. I was like, this is useless.
Yeah,
this could have been 4 feet deep, and we could have saved someone a lot of trouble. Right? It makes no sense.
Yeah, made no sense.
But that was all very creepy when they found that, like in the church.
Yeah,
and they find the thing, and that was another dumb motherfucker moment when she's like, "Oh my god, lower me down!"
Oh yeah, I was like, "No, why?"
Oh, that was pretty stupid. They're like, "Why? Yeah. What could possibly be down there that we need to find out?"
Yeah, there's no way that anyone would go down that fucking hole. There's no fucking way.
It's like, oh yeah, you think they keep all the gold down here? Like, dude, there's blood, a giant mine shaft in the middle of a fucking church. We're told not to enter. We're not going down there.
But there's pirate booty down there.
And she like threw a rock or something down at first. Oh, it's really deep. Throw me in.
Let's go. Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. There's also a lot of like, you know, I guess it just comes with the territory of a found footage movie, but you always have to think like, why are you filming? Like it doesn't matter what found footage movie, it just happens. But a lot of those moments in this movie are like hardcore that. Like there's a moment where Dale's like, "Oh, the Jenny's out. Well, I'm in my pajamas. Can you go do it?" And then it cuts to the guy going out to turn the Jenny recording. I'm like, why would you just go turn the Jenny on? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know, there's a lot of moments like that. Why the fuck are you recording?
At least it's realistic in the sense he put the camera down.
Yeah.
He'd be holding it and it just feels just fucking like he's fucking vlogging or something. He's just kind of
But yeah, I guess the last parts I wanted to bring up that I liked before I get into some of the stuff I didn't. But the last like probably 10 minutes I fucking loved. Like they get rid of the whole demon thing, which is one of the things I didn't like. But they get rid of the demon person lady, and then they make their way back to the farmhouse. And when they do, it's like burning. All the Amish people are running around. They're like killing each other. I was like, this is fucking dope. Why the hell didn't we start here? This is badass. And then they escape. And then you find out that the demon possessed one of the guys, one of the main characters. And he has like telepathic abilities or mind shit, and he's making cops shoot themselves. And at that moment, he gets in the car. I'm like, oh fuck, this just turned into the fucking Terminator. He's gonna go chase them down. This is badass. Like hell yeah, let's go. I'm ready. And then it unfortunately just kind of ends. I was ready for him to go hunt them down, but maybe in the sequel.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But I enjoyed all that stuff.
It was pretty cool. But where we all of a sudden get telekinetic abilities? It's like, why, why didn't the demon just do that earlier? I thought the demon was spooky enough. I thought it was a pretty cool, visually, pretty much like a Blair Witch or fucking like It Chapter 2, the old lady scene kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. It just felt like, I don't know, I didn't find it that scary because I just felt like I've seen that so many. I've seen the scuttle demon thing in so many other movies where I'm like, okay, I guess we're just doing this again. So I thought that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, the demon's a little scarier when it's not in a human, but when it's able to jump, but they had it like trapped in her or something, and it had to be, I don't know, they didn't explain it too well. They explained it as like it had to be that bloodline, so that's why they wanted her daughter to take the demon on. I don't know why it couldn't have been a different female, but apparently not. So I thought it was serviceable, and then the revelation about the mom and all that was pretty cool. Kind of a twist thing.
Oh yeah, and yeah, doesn't she? Yeah, they confront each other in the end, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, and she talks to her, and you can see there's some humanity in there.
Yeah.
And then she fucking cuts her throat off. Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, mom. I blame you for my success. I'm a vlogger now, mom.
You don't know me. That's kind of in a nutshell. Those are the things I liked. Some of the things I didn't like is more just.
Oh, there's another scene. One more. I thought that was really awesome. I loved the kind of revelation scene of they're not who you think they are scene. The postman.
Yeah.
And he's like, so you're doing a documentary about Amish people, and he's like, and you're up at the Breyer farm. Oh, they ain't Amish.
They ain't Amish.
Like, what do you mean they ain't Amish? I mean, I've been this route for 45 years, and I know a lot of Amish people around here, and they ain't Amish.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I love Dale instantly. He's like, dude, they're fucking Satanists.
Dale was great.
I love that revelation. That was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. That was good. But yeah, I guess my biggest gripes that kind of hold the movie back for me is, it was really just kind of technical stuff, to be honest. It was just stuff that just bugged the fuck out of me. Like, I texted you while I was watching it last night, and they added like jump scare effects, and it's like, fine, it's a horror movie, I get it. Like, every fucking horror movie has jump scare effects, except for found footage. It actually like defeats the purpose. It like takes me out of the found footage thing. So I don't know, like, I can't think of any other found footage movie other than, I think, the Blair Witch remake did it too. And that irritated me in that movie too, where they like added sound effects, and they like, there's a score to this movie, and there's like a soundtrack, and it's kind of like this weird thing of like, do you want to make a found footage movie, or are you trying to make a normal movie? Because you're kind of doing both, and it felt weird to me. I know that's like a nitpicky thing, but it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me to use those.
Yeah, I didn't notice. Like I said at the time, I didn't notice that. And I don't notice things like that. I guess I didn't notice the soundtrack and think, oh, who's scoring this then? If it's a found footage, those things don't really cross my mind, which is a good thing. I think, because I was just on board. I just, I was like, fuck it. It's not the craziest story and the best thing in the world, but I'll believe you for an hour and a half, and I'll take the ride. Let's go. Where are we going?
I'm buckled up. Let's go.
You had me at paranormal. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, it kind of took me out of the movie quite a bit, some of that stuff. And even like, again, this is all nitpicky stuff, but to me it's important. But like, just moments where, it's obvious someone's filming, and it's like, okay, cool, found footage. But then there's moments where it's like, okay, who's filming? Because you're in the shot, and there's like, it's just a weird technical stuff like that. I'm like, okay, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just technically, some of it didn't vibe with me.
I thought it was a pretty beautiful film. Like, it doesn't look like a straight to, a video release or something you would think low budget. It looked big budget. Like this. Mm-hmm. Scenes looked great. Lighting was great. Like, a camera work was great, as far as like, looked really high res. Everything they wanted me to see was like really clear. It looked big budget. Like, if you would have told me that this was in theaters, I would have absolutely. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So what? So
it's a gorgeous movie, especially for found footage. Oh, there's one other thing I like too, that like a lot of found footage movies, they kind of have a similar setup of like, oh, we're making a documentary, we're going to go do something, but then they never do like interviews or documentaries. You do sit down interviews, right? And like, they never do that in other movies, but this movie they did that. I thought that was kind of a nice little touch that they actually did an interview.
Yeah, they did the old man.
The old man, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you knew my mother. Yeah, she was very hairy. I don't know. That's always back to that.
I love that woman. She's the best. Mary Shaw.
I can't remember, but I think that was like a real fucking person or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a real person.
I'd have to look. So she didn't even know they were fucking doing a movie. She just, this motherfucker's really seen that person. Like, oh, yeah, she tells him all that. Okay, now let's do the movie. What? I was just telling you a personal anecdote.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can make up a scarier story.
It could be hairy.
Yeah. Scaly. Would you prefer Scaly?
Yeah, she's the best.
Yes. So I liked this one. It was fun. I've had fun with every single Paranormal Activity movie. Even the bad ones. I don't think any of them are bad. I think some of them are just not as good. I think they're all worth a watch. They're all pretty fun. They're just a fun little horror movie. There are far worse horror movies you could put in front of your eyes. Trust me. The horror movies they make now are just so stupid and like
Agreed.
boring, or they're trying to do too much. And it's like, I don't even want to watch it. I don't want to sit through it. But the whole thing, and the whole time I was just like, okay, this is pretty fun. It's a fun ride. It keeps me engaged. Unlike that what was that one we watched where the freaking the freaking thing comes out the back of her face?
Oh, Malignant.
I was like, it's okay, but you're doing so much. They're trying to be like, I don't know. I think it's like the Marvel syndrome. They're trying to be like these big movies now instead of just sometimes less is more, and you don't need to see everything. That's just an example that came to mind. So many modern horror movies I've just not been able to get on board with.
Yeah, all of these movies. I need to go back and watch 4. I don't remember 4 very much. I've seen it, but I just don't remember it that well. The third one's my favorite. That's the one that we've talked about a couple times already, with their little girls. That one's my favorite. But yeah, they're all really, even Ghost Dimensions, which is kind of critically, panned, but I enjoy it. It's a fucking batshit crazy dimensions and portals, but hey, it's a wild time.
Yeah. Maybe in the sequel they'll tie it in somehow. That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tie it into something. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd say if you're of the same ilk and you've had fun with all these movies, they're just cheesy popcorn fun horror movies. Some of them are really great though. Like you said, like 1 through 3 are probably excellent horror movies, period. And then the rest of them are just really fun. So I would say definitely recommend it if you have Paramount Plus, or subscribe to Paramount Plus, get you an iPad, and go to the theater and watch it in the theater.
While you watch Dune.
Yeah. I was thinking about the score on this because I scored Dune a 6.9?
Yes.
Yeah. Damn. Because it puts me in a rough spot because I do think I had more fun with this movie than Dune.
Oh man, you're gonna have an angry mob coming for you.
I thought it was funner, man.
Our 300 subscribers are gonna fucking be up your ass.
I was like, you sit me down and which one am I gonna watch? I'm like,
Sure. I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Probably this. But yeah, I gotta be a realist and take it in totality. So probably a 6.4. It's pretty good. Definitely worth a watch.
I'll be honest with you, we've been doing this for over a year now. This one has been fucking hard. And I don't because I'm so mixed, because there are moments that I was like, this is dope. And then there are moments I'm like, I want to punch this movie in the fucking face. But I guess to sum up, this doesn't feel like a Paranormal Activity movie, although I think it's like a pretty good found footage movie in its own thing. There's some technical stuff that bothered the fuck out of me, and a lot of moments in the movie that I enjoyed, from a tension standpoint. I think I'm gonna go like a 5.8. I don't think it's quite a 6 for me. It's like almost there. I just wish they could have done some things differently. I probably would have scored a little higher. But yeah, I'm gonna go 5.8.
I had way more fun than you. Like, dude, I was engaged, dude. I was watching this shit. Jesse, you know, freaking looky loo, she would get on and like uh watch parts of it because it was too good. And it's like when we got to the end with like the cop scene and stuff, it's like I think the blanket was on my chest so she couldn't see. So she's like slams it down with her, pushes it down, so she can watch. I'm like, how do you? And I had headphones in. It's like, what are you doing? I gotta see this. Literally, just see it. I don't even have no fucking bearing on what's happening, but this seems entertaining to me.
Just some guy with his shirt off, just fucking walking around.
I didn't think about that. Hey, motherfucker. What are you? Ooh, what you watching? Let me see that. Heck yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what'd you say? 5.8?
Yeah.
So 5.8, 6.4. There it is. There you have it. Are we to Ghostbusters yet? Damn it.
Couple more weeks. November 19th.
Motherfucker.
That's
still got another
16
review.
more days. You want to try and rank these in real time? These paranormal movies? Do you know if you'd rank this anywhere?
Probably near the bottom. I can't remember like which ones are which, though. I can't. There's more than I can remember, I think. So obviously, number one's the little girl. One.
No, the number one is just a couple.
I'm saying ranked.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Whatever that is, I think it's 2. You said you think it's 3.
When they're little girls, it's number 3. That's my favorite.
So what's 2?
2 is the sister of Katie and her husband. Because Katie has, they're sisters, right? And then the first movie is Katie and her husband. The second movie is Katie's sister and her family. And then the third movie is them as little girls.
So number 1 is 3. Number 2 is probably 1. Number 3 is probably 2. I would say top 3.
Yeah, I'll go.
I mean, the second and the first one are both really good, and they kind of mirror each other. But I probably like the first one better.
Yeah, I'd probably go 3, 1, 2, and then I don't remember 4. I just watched Ghost Dimensions recently.
Then the motherfucking marked ones.
Then the marked ones. Yeah. That one's cool, man. I like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Is there a 5? There isn't a 5, right? There's just a 4, and then they go off.
Yeah, it's 4, and then Paranormal Ghost Dimensions, Paranormal Mark Ones, and then Next to Kin.
Yeah, all those kind of convolute to me. This is probably the last.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's still pretty fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a huge hit to be the worst paranormal movie. I was just about to say, kind of like being the worst Star Wars movie, but that's a pretty big hit to be the worst Star Wars movie. We don't need to bring Rian Johnson into this. Anyways.
How dare you?
So that's what we got. Thanks, guys. I did in another something unrelated. I did watch that 2042. I think I watched it when it first released, but I just couldn't remember it. Or 2049, is that what it's called? 2049, Blade 2049. Runner. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked it. I don't know if I liked it better, but it's really good. It's pretty cool. I totally forgot he was a fucking robot. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I love fucking. It's not his best performance because you have to go Drax. How could you not pick Drax, right? But I love his like quiet, very small scene in the opening of that movie. Dave Bautista. That's a really cool scene.
Yeah. That is good.
Yeah,
I liked him. You've never seen a miracle. it's a little Drax-ish.
Yeah.
You know? I stand so still, I'm imperceivable. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I also told you about it, dude. They got some killer new. Everyone who loves documentaries, they got some killer new movies that made us on Netflix, dude. Some horror ones. I got Friday the 13th, Halloween, Aliens, a couple other good ones that I plan on watching them all. I've already watched the Aliens one and the Halloween one, both really good.
So yeah, I actually I've never seen that show. I just watched it last weekend.
What?
Yeah, I watched it last weekend. I watched the Halloween one because I just wanted some extra stuff for our conversation if we were needed to go there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool. That was a cool little doc. I don't know if the other ones are like this, but I thought the content was good. I like the content, but the fucking cheesy like voiceover comedic guy just drove me up the fucking wall. Like there were moments where
No.
he's like Tommy Lee Wallace and John Carpenter went on to make shorts, just like the executive producer. And it cuts to like the executive producer in a chair with shorts. And he's like, but not those kind of shorts. We're talking about short films. I'm like, fuck me.
Dude,
Fuck me.
they
Stop
kind of
it.
do some of that in all of them, but they're fun. They're just like they take like an hour and a half documentary is what they should be, and then they're like, what are they, like 30-40
Yeah,
minutes?
like
There's
45 minutes. Yeah.
they're like TV episodes. They're awesome, and the subjects they choose are the thing that makes them great. Like they choose really good movies that you want to know about. I can't remember, but like every one of them is like I want to see. They've always chosen some really good subjects. And then the other show that's like that, the Toys That Made Us, that one's really good too.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that either. Yeah.
Dude, watch the Ninja Turtles episode or the Power Rangers episode.
Oh yeah, I
You'll
gotta
be
watch
hooked.
those for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like they go into so good. And I didn't realize how much Turtles was just made. Turtles was made just to sell these toys, man. The cartoon,
Oh yeah,
everything about it,
for
everything.
sure.
It's awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out once again. Please like and subscribe. Please check us out. We appreciate it. We'll let you know what we're doing next week. We're just killing time till we get to Ghostbusters.
Pretty much.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for joining us. Take it easy. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.